And you've been on tour with, so Alanis Morissette, that's your missus, that's your wife?
It sure is, man. Yeah.
And you've been on tour with her. You've done a lot of shows and a lot of
Yeah.
touring.
In 2012, I put out a record called Iron Horse Running, and I was lucky enough to do the opening tour with her around the world, which was a really amazing learning experience. And at times it was a seated only crowd, so that was always an interesting experience as a rap artist, where I want to like
break out,
but everyone's kind of like sitting, and I'm like, okay. But it was really fun, and it was a dream come true to. I would go on stage first to open. She'd be in the back with the baby, and then I would run out and I'd finish. Thank y'all so much, and then I'd run back, get the baby. She'd come out and crush the show. And then sometimes she'd come out during my set and she'd sing her parts from the songs. And when I look back at that, one of the coolest experiences I think about it is that as a hip hop artist, there were times where I'm performing in front of 5,000 people in Israel and Tel Aviv. And just to sit back and be like, man, I took hip hop and I rap all around the world because, Alanis was like, yeah, open for me. And I was like, wow, that's cool. I'll do it. So that was a beautiful thing. I personally think,
Yeah, for sure. That's like some family relay of like going on stage back into the dressing room, looking after your kid, revolving doors, I can imagine. I can imagine it's quite a hectic schedule.
Well, when putting the baby to sleep on a tour bus after being on tour for 2 months is, definitely, there's definitely some stories,
Yeah.
Put a baby to sleep on a tour bus. And in Europe, in London, they got those double-decker buses.
Yeah.
They don't have those in America.
What?
Yeah, maybe it's because of tunnels, or I don't. They don't have the double deckers like they do in Europe for tours. So upstairs would be the baby's room, and downstairs, and we lived on the bus with the baby. It's cool, whatever.
What's it like as two creatives? Because songwriters being together.
Yeah. When we do collaborate together, it's a wonderful, peaceful harmony. She's so talented that literally we did a song called Snow Angel, and I had the beat ready, and she was walking by the studio, and I'm like, hey, you want to check out this beat? And she listened to it for 25 seconds and was like, oh, I have a hook for it. And I look at the time, his name is Jesse Malloy, the producer. This is for the record Wild Man song. And I was like, Jesse's like, we both had to do a double take. Okay, put the headphones on her. She sings the chorus perfectly, beautifully, and then walks out. And we're both just like, okay, wow.
There's some Wonder Woman shit.
Yeah. So it's an honor. It's a blessing. It's everything you can imagine it would be. And it's also tough sometimes for me if I'm attempting to record her. I'm not really an engineer. I record my rapping, and so that could get frustrating if I'm attempting to do the recording because I'm like, I don't know why it's peaking, and so we've made an agreement that I don't record her anymore. So we'll hire.
I love that, dude. I've been there,
and I'm sitting there like, man, I'm used to underground hip hop recording with a muffled microphone in a closet with pantyhose, and now I got a 8-time Grammy winner freaking singing on my mic. I'm like, make the EQ better with a little reverb and take this top off that and this and that. I'm like,
yeah. That's some madness. Yeah. So I mean, some relationships have, more kind of mundane arguments like who's doing the washing up. You guys are on some there's too much compression on this. I'm distorting. Put the limiter on.
That's the number one issue too. Is I'm distorting. I can't hear. I'm like, I don't know.
Totally.
I usually record about this volume when I'm rapping. I don't get much louder than this. So.
Yeah, exactly. And what can be seen as an incompetency actually is just they're two different worlds.
Totally different worlds.